Trump will not get justice under Chutkan. We're going to prove it right now with a poll taken of DC people who could end up serving on the trial. Jack Smith is corrupt. The reason why they want it in DC is corrupt. Remember, they tried to move this court case to West Virginia and Chutkan turned it down. She should recuse herself. They should definitely move this court case. I'm calling it now. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is where the happy patriots are. Trump will find a way to get through this, guys. Don't you worry. He will win. He has to go through this court case. And if they run it in DC, well, we have a poll that proves he's going to get jacked. And remember, my theory is that he's going to get saved by the Supreme Court because this proves our justice system does not work. Here's the data. Potential DC jurors say Trump must be stopped at all costs, suggesting fair trial is impossible. So this is just a normal poll that went out to, I don't know if it was 422 people they called. These are the results. We're going to go through every little data point. Each one shows that Trump will not get a fair trial. Here's question 1. Are you a resident of the District of Columbia? Yes. Are you registered to vote in the District of Columbia? Yes. Do you have a District of Columbia issued driver's license or official identification card? Yes. Here's next. Please tell me if you have favorable or unfavorable views of the following people involved in national politics. If you've never heard of one, just say so and we'll move on to the next. Okay. So here's total percent favorable, 9% for Trump. Total unfavorable, 85%. This is a normal jury pool they're trying to pull from. 85% have a negative view of Trump. Here's question 5 on Joe Biden. You have the unfavorable over there, just 22% for the biggest disaster in America's history, and favorable, 71% off the charts for Biden. And then here's what word or phrase best describes the individuals who participate in the events of January 6, 2021. Are they patriots? I just want to go down this list real quick. Go down to rioters, 81%. They're Americans, yeah. They're peaceful protesters, 69%. 68% said they're criminals. So the jig is up. That's what this whole thing is about. Here's question 13. Donald Trump supporters are racist. What would you say? 69% believe all supporters, you and me, are racists for supporting Trump. 69%. That's insane. Here's only 14% disagreed. Here's question 14. January 6th was an insurrection, which has not been proven by law, by the way. Trump said to peacefully protest. Would you say here's 85% totally agree that it was an insurrection. Here's question 15. January 6th was an act of domestic terrorism. Would you say that you agree? 80% agree that it's domestic terrorism, not Black Lives Matter, not the Palestinian protests that took over a bridge and had the White House shut down. Normal protesters. Here's question 18. Donald Trump and his supporters must be stopped at all costs. This is the big one. That is, at all costs, meaning giving Trump a guilty verdict. What would you say? 68% totally agree. Only 16% disagree. Trump can't get a fair trial. That's the big one right there. He must be stopped at all costs. Here, we'll wrap up. Here's question 24. If you were called for the jury, would you participate? Yes. 80% would. That's poison. Which political party do you primarily identify with? There is a Democratic is 73%, just 6% Republican. Does that sound like Trump's going to get a fair case to you?
Drinking coffee every day didn't work for me, but I couldn't figure out why.
Here's a new poll, and then so we'll continue. A new poll suggests it will be nearly impossible for former President Donald Trump to receive a fair trial free of partisan bias in Washington, D.C. The survey conducted from January 1st through the 8th by Triton Polling and Research indicates there is likely a high level of political bias among the potential jury pool, you think? Especially towards individuals accused of participating in the January 6, 2021 riot in the U.S. Capitol. Former President Trump is facing federal charges in Washington, D.C., alleging he attempted to obstruct an official proceeding of the U.S. government on January 6th. The trial, set to begin in early March, which we're pretty sure is going to push, will likely be delayed as the courts mull a motion by Trump arguing his actions were protected by presidential immunity. That's his first defense. A previous motion by Trump's attorney to move the trial to West Virginia was denied. So that's the first layer of defense. The second layer of defense is if he can get off on not being an insurrectionist. That's the 2008 Enron trial that all the J6ers are under, and Trump falls under that one too. So that's 2 points of defense that he could still win if the delay isn't enough. Here's Newsweek on Wednesday. Judge Tanya Chutkin, who is overseeing the trial, filed a court document scheduling a hearing for a January 6th defendant on April 2nd, just over 1 month after the former president's scheduled trial date of March 4th. So this is showing they're starting to push back from March to April. The move suggests that Trump's trial may be delayed from its scheduled start date, legal experts told Newsweek. Now, normal thinking is, hey, if they get too close to Election Day, Democrats are going to be too ashamed to try Trump. No, the Democrats are going no holds barred, no form of embarrassment. They don't care. I believe they're going to try this even on Election Day. Mark my words. Trump is accused of attempting to overturn the 2020 election results and other crimes relating to the riot by his supporters at the U.S. Capitol January 6th. Special Prosecutor Jack Smith brought the case. Trump has maintained his innocence. I like this just as a recap from Newsweek for us. This is good. Trump and his legal team have argued that he had presidential immunity, which should shield him from the charges alleged in the indictment. The former president appealed a previous ruling from Chutkin, which said the presidential immunity did not apply to Trump due to the fact that he is not currently in office. Since his appeal, the trial has been paused as a Washington, D.C. Court of Appeals makes a decision on the claims of presidential immunity. That is his first line of defense. So let's hope for a delay. I think he's very close on this one, and I think he could still win this. Pray for Trump. Chutkin must be stopped because this is dumb. This is not justice. This poll already shows it. Everyone knows DC court, DC jury pool is tainted massively against Trump. How can we say, how are we supposed to have confidence in our court system if this is what happens to Trump and frankly, the J6ers also?